Oh God.
But
I wish.
but you say to a toddler who's angry and upset and clearly there's something really bothering them, use your words.
Right, and you might have that experience too if something upset, if you hit your thumb with a hammer, right?
Okay.
On Trump's part, he doesn't always use the best words. Let's say,
but he doesn't really curse. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, whole countries, I might say. Like he doesn't say it on camera so much, but like he's been known to curse.
Oh
but
yeah,
anyway,
off camera for sure.
I am just saying that I think what's happening there is that they've lost the ability to express themselves in ways that might more elegantly express like what they're feeling. And also, and this is what really concerns me as someone on the left, is that they can't really articulate a critique. They know that their base is angry. They know that activists are angry, but they can't like connect with that anger except to use curse words, right? I don't think that's the same as making a connection over anger. Like I am angry right now about what Trump is doing. I mean, I think I can state it in a family-friendly way. I mean, I get frustrated, but I think that this is like a show of passion over ability to organize or ability to connect. Is using passion to connect, which is something that Trump does, by the way. Over
he does well.
Articulating actually a shared understanding to connect.
Is part of the anger at Trump, and I guess you can shorthand it Trump derangement syndrome, but that Trump has the ability to make his enemies do things that are not in their own best interests. And you agree with that or not?
I mean, I think that's what's happening. Like, I don't know if he has the ability. I mean, he's fried some brains on Capitol Hill for sure. I mean, he's fried his own party's brains, right? Like he has such a force of personality and like the sort of Trump reality distortion field.
Are you surprised by what's happened to elected Democrats and sort of the leaders? You're not?
No. They are wusses. I was going to use a different word, but like it is a family-friendly show. They're wusses. That's what they are. They're wusses. And they've been shown to be wusses for years now, especially during the first Trump administration. Now they're just doing it even more. I mean, one of the reasons I voted for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is because I don't trust, like I had this hope that if given like a safe space to govern, they might do some of the things that I want them to do. They're certainly not going to do those things now. I mean, I think that.
Well, let me just turn this around. And I don't know if you were able to see the first segment we had where we compared so many of Trump's policies to Bill Clinton's. But Trump is easily manipulated, and he loves a win, and he loves nothing more than putting his arms around people and bringing everybody together and bringing the country together. And I'm wondering why Democrats don't try to embrace that and say, like, hey, look, we're going to give you a couple of wins, and he would love nothing more. It's like it's more important to oppose Trump than to try to negotiate and get a better deal.
Are they really going against him? Because I was looking at the nominations. Some of those, by the way, some of those nominees are truly unqualified, wild people to put in the positions that they're in. I mean, Hegseth is the only one that needed a VP to come in and break the tie. Only 4, I believe, were even close at all. Most of them, out of 15 or 14 confirmations, most of them
in the
passed
Senate
with
and everything else.
support.
That's insane. I'm talking about policy.
Rubio got 99.
I'm talking about policy, though. I'm talking about why do you not have Democrats clamoring to be part of DOJ and saying this is what the American people want?
Because that is a crappy way to go about doing things in government. Because
so get involved and do it better.
No, the way that they're doing it, there are ways to do that. This is blatantly unconstitutional actions on the part of DOJ. Maybe you're aware that the presidency is a co-equal branch of government. You know, the whole co-equal scheme that our founders came up with. There are mechanisms to control spending. It goes through the Congress. It is Congress that has control of the purse. The things that DOJ is doing now are undoing legislative acts of Congress.
Well, and we will allow the courts. We will allow the courts to work that out. But I think
will he allow them?
Yes, yes, because he hasn't defied them. We will when that happens. Yes, always. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider.
And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.